Oh, hi y'all, welcome back to my channel, or welcome back either way. Thank you for clicking play. I feel like we haven't done a sit down video in so long. I kind of miss them. Let me know if you miss them too, because I'll do more. But if you guys have not seen all of the travel videos, please go check those out, because that is today's topic. Traveling with my boyfriend. What I learned. It was so much fun. I have no complaints, but I did learn a lot. So I'm going to share with you what I learned while traveling with my boyfriend.
Oh my god, I wasn't recording that entire time.
Okay, let's get started. Number one, things do not go as planned. So stop trying to plan them. We actually kind of did a really good job about this. We knew the route that we wanted to go. For those of you who don't know, we spent over a month in Europe, Portugal, Spain, France, Italy, and then I went to Budapest, Croatia, and Greece. But Preston and I kind of knew the route we were going. We didn't know exactly where we were staying, but we knew like relatively the cities. And we literally booked Airbnbs like the day before, 2 days before. We booked them very close to our travel dates. I don't suggest doing that in the United States, but in Europe it was totally fine. Like the prices were actually super cheap because it was one of those things where the place wanted to book up, so they like lowered their price for like booking the day before. Something else that we learned, and you might have seen this in the Lisbon vlog. Don't rent a car unless you are planning on driving like no one's business. We mistakenly rented a car in Lisbon. We didn't do a ton of research, which you don't need to do, but do a little research before you travel. We rented a car. Of course, it was stick shift, which was fine because Preston can drive stick shift, but it was impossible to get anywhere. You do not need a car in Europe. The train system, buses are like phenomenal. And like worst case, you can fly. Flights right now are like really cheap or really expensive, but they're cheaper than flights in the United States. Fun fact, Uber is not everywhere in Europe. There was no Uber in Greece. There was Uber in Portimao, Seville. That's how we got to our Airbnb. There's also taxis, so research, and sometimes my Airbnb host told me this in Greece, that the taxis have like a monopoly or something, and they will literally like run Ubers off the road. So figure out which is the best, Uber or taxi, and also figure out if they even have Uber. I got super lucky in Portimao. It was cheap to Uber everywhere. That was one place where we could have used a car, but Uber was like, it was like stupid cheap. So research that before you go as well. Probably the biggest thing that I learned, but also kind of knew, good luck sticking to a budget. I tried to budget myself. Honestly, not super hard though, but I still tried, and I went way over budget. So my advice would be to either stick to your budget and literally sacrifice things to stick to your budget, or have a relative number that you're trying to stick around, but don't fret if you go over. It is vacation. You are going to spend money on things that you didn't think you were going to have to, whether that be like a different Airbnb because you paid this one and they won't give you your money back. That didn't happen to us, but that sounded very specific. Our situation was where you have to be 26 to rent a car. I am 26, but I do not have a credit card. Please don't come for me in the comments. I know I should get one, but I don't have one. So someone under 21 had to rent the car, and unfortunately it's a lot more, and so we ended up spending a lot more than we thought we were going to have to when it came to renting a car for Italy. That vlog is coming soon. So that was just an example. So yeah, my advice would be to try and stick around a budget, have a loose number, but do not fret if you go over that number. Last thing I learned, cooking in the Airbnb or hotel is worth it. We saved so much money just cooking 1 or 2 meals a day in our place. We didn't even need to go out that much. I think we still went out way more than we could have. Unless there's a restaurant that you're like, oh, it's on so many Pinterest bloggers list, I have to go. Unless it's something like that, or if it's like a certain dish that you like have to try, then 100% spend money on that. But if you're just out and you're like, oh, I'm kind of hungry, like let's just go to this random restaurant, like try and cook. So worth it. One, it's a lot healthier. Two, you'll save a ton of money. I'm sure there is way more things I learned while traveling, but those are a few. Put in the comments what you learned while traveling, because I'm super curious. I'm always open to learning new tips, especially since I'm going to be traveling even more this year. So that's all I have for today. Aloha, y'all.